So you want to learn about TFT. You want to know things no one knows. Well, I got 10 for you. Okay, let me think through this a little bit before I just start randomly talking. Okay, so there's a couple of things, memes and jokes aside, that you probably don't know about TFT. I don't know why I'm looking there instead of there. I should be looking at the camera because you're the camera. Here are 10 things you probably didn't know about teamfight tactics. Firstly, as I discovered on my last stream, something that I thought was a bug for a long time. That's a weird bug that'll happen sometimes. Like, I'm not touching it and yet I'm holding him up. It was in fact a feature of the game. I wonder if it's a matter of... Oh, wait, maybe it's not a bug, maybe it's intentional. Turns out if you tap click, you hold it, and if you hold it and then release, then you drop it. Now, on the carousel, when you get to a carousel round, if you don't have quite enough income, if you're sitting on 19 and you just can't squeeze out that last one coin that you need, you can actually sell whatever unit you pick on the carousel before round starts, and then you get the income for it. It's like cheating, but it's allowed. It's great. Something else a lot of people don't know about is Riot made a big deal about being able to check damage, and everyone was super excited for it. But for some reason, a lot of people don't realize you can check the damage of the enemy as well. I'm looking down again. I need to look at you. You're up there, not down there. You're up there. Hello, I'm looking at you. I'm talking to you. Okay, so see this little tab over here? Well, if you click it, you can actually see what the enemy player does, how much damage he did. There is real just killed 4 of your units by itself. Well, now you can look at how much damage exactly he did and see what is killing you. And that's the main usage of that. What is dealing all the damage on the enemy team and how to position against it. This is more useful for like when you get toward the end of the game, but still useful. For some reason, okay, this has been in the game since the beginning of freaking beta. People do not realize you can do this. You can lock item shop. I know, right? Amazing. It's a feature that for some reason no one knows about. So if you lock the shop, there is a consequence to it because you don't get that free roll when the next round comes around. But if it has a unit you really need, like this Annie that I really need, and hey, lock the shop, buy the unit, get the upgrade, get that bread, as they say, except in this case it's a little girl. Anyway, first carousel, really important. There's a couple of little things you can do to make sure that you at least have a better chance of getting what you're trying to get, and the lower elo you get, the better this will probably work, because a lot of people just kind of run at things and hope for the best. You can actually position yourself tactically in teamfight tactics at the very beginning of the game. So when you see a unit with an item that you want, like a spat or a rod, because that's what everyone's panties get wet over right now, you need to position behind where they start, or if it's coming toward you, start moving a little bit ahead where it's going. Do this, you watch the little timer that's ticking down, and when it gets, you can space it out. Once you do this a few times, you get better at spacing based on how much time is left. The moment that timer runs out is the moment you want to try to click. Everyone likes to spam click, and yeah, that kind of works, but if you're positioned well and you get so good on that like frame perfect timing, sometimes ping makes that a little difficult, you can be the first one to move. And if you're not the first one to move, but you're next to someone beelining for the thing that you're trying to get, you actually just kind of sort of push your way, angle that down. You'll more than likely be able to push them slightly out of the way and get the item, because you still have unit collision until you pick up an item. So if you can manage to like scrunch yourself in front of someone, you'll usually end up getting the item, even if they had better positioning than you. Now, something else a lot of people don't understand for some reason is how Lux work. She's been out for a little while now, and I guess it is still the new set, and everyone's still trying to figure out, she's a 7-cost unit. Oh no, Carpet. Oh no. Okay, 7-cost unit, still technically a legendary. She counts as the same percentage chance. I'm looking at me, not you again. I need to just and just force it into the camera. She counts as a legendary unit. So at level 7, you have a 2% chance of finding a Lux. At level 8, you have a 6, etc. It works the same, and they actually integrated it into the game now so that you can see the percentages. But that's how finding Lux works. Now, Lux's pool and the type of, like, avatar states she's in, whether she's from the Fire Nation or the Ocean Nation or the Mountain Nation or whatever, is independent. And I'm going to say something that I'm not sure is actually true. I've never seen 2 of the same Lux appear before. I've only ever seen different ones. I think it cycles, but I could be wrong on that. That's just my experience. But the way it works is, once you pick which kind of Lux you want, like say a Shadow Lux pops up, or hey look, this Crystal Lux shows up. If I were to grab Crystal Lux and put it on my bench, that is one of the Lux gone from the pool. And, firstly, every other Lux you find from this point forward will be a crystal. Also, conversely, if you find another Lux that's a crystal, and you're like, I kind of want Infernal Lux, not Crystal Lux, you can sell the Lux you have, and then the Lux in the box should change. So that's pretty neat. That's pretty nifty. That's pretty nifty there. If you have 2 Lux in your shop, and one of them's one you want, and one of them's one you don't want, if you buy the first one, the second one will change the type of Lux that you just bought. So now you have 2 and you need 3 for it to be good. If you don't have 3, it's okay. Not amazing, but it's a side note, not a lot of people know. Level 3 Lux is basically Exodia. It does like 99,999 damage in a line to everything, and is just god tier. But if you spend the 67 gold it is to get a tier 3 Lux, you probably should win the game. You're probably playing in low elo. Now, looking at this Lux, the Crystal Lux, this is a very high value target. This is a very, it's juicy. It's got that nice and tough, actually. Less juicy. It's juicy on the inside. Nice and crunchy on the. This is a very good unit. Crystal Lux is arguably one of the best units in the game. However, it doesn't go with the comp that I was going for. So the unit was really good, but the value of the synergy, this is the next point, the value of the synergy was not worth for me. I needed to maintain 6 Summoner for the build I was doing. And if I bought the Crystal Lux, I would have had to toss something, and that would have been bad, and I would have been in worse shape, though I'm not really sure how. Cue the clip. Oh, am I dead? Like, what is with this meta? Holy f... Speaking of being in worse shape, something else, for some reason, a lot of people aren't aware of is, if you're really low on HP and you know you're about to lose a round, and someone else is really low on HP, and they might lose the round, run. Get out of there. Move as far away from the enemy, like, avatar as you can. Because they're the one that deals the biggest amount of damage. But still, move away from the board is the furthest you can get. Strangely enough, some of the map skins are better for this than others. Some of them let you actually go a little bit further out than others. I don't remember which ones are better, but you can probably just look at pictures and figure it out. But yeah, so the instant you die is the instant it's calculated where your place is. So that means if someone dies the same round you die, but it was like a split-second difference, if you decided to move, you might place higher than them. And if you decided to not move, you might place lower. So that could be the difference between losing LP and gaining LP if you're like 5th to 4th place. Lastly, kind of a simple thing, but some people see it and they're like, oh, I guess they're on a win streak, because it says that right next to it. But before, it didn't, so I needed a 10th thing to include, so I'm throwing this in there. If, win 4 rounds in a row, it is indicated by a little above your little icon that you got up there in the corner. If you win 7 rounds in a row, which is the highest tier of streak you get, you'll get a bigger whoosh, and you'll be lit, fam, I think they say. Yeah. So that is 10 things you might not know about teamfight tactics.
Why are we still here?